What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Philip Michael. Welcome to Ask Philip, a.k.a. Slidin in the DMs, a.k.a. the DM Zone, where I basically answer your DMs about anything from money, life, relationships, and anything in between. So let's get to it. What's up? Fundrise or REITs, it's an avenue to get into real estate. I think I understand what you're asking. Should I go out and buy a property on my own? Or should I go in this direction to get into the real estate game? And I can understand the confusion from the outside looking in. Now, what you're really asking is, should I be an active real estate investor or a passive real estate investor? Now, if you have a property, let's say you do what they call house hacking, and you go out and you buy a property with 3-4 units, you live in one, and you rent out the rest, and in fact, you live rent-free while your tenants pay for your mortgage. You still have to manage the property, you still have to collect rent every month, and you have to fix if things go wrong. That means you are generating active income. Just like if you go to work, you're generating active income. It doesn't just come to you when you sleep. I mean, I suppose they pay you while you are asleep at some points, but you still have to work for that money, right? In terms of Fundrise or even Nice, with our company, you can buy into existing properties where the property managers and the team does the work. They have people that actively manage the real estate, that are professionals at managing the real estate, and you just get an ownership. Basically the same type of perks that you would get from owning a property on your own, you get that with the professionals, and you just own a piece of it. Now, granted, you can't do the FHA house hacking thing with that, but it does give you access and exposure to the asset class, as well as the benefits that come with owning real estate, and that's how you get the passive income. You can do that, like I said, through, or as you mentioned, through Fundrise, which is a company that has different properties that you can own a piece of through what they call REITs. It means it's different diversified portfolios. Think of it as mutual funds or ETFs, baskets of properties in one company that you buy into, and then however well those different properties do collectively, you get your ownership share of that, and you get your income based on that. In terms of REITs, it's the same thing. They're just publicly traded. Fundrise's REITs aren't publicly traded. Ours you can get through the app, but they're also by nature private, although we're looking at ways where we can create public instruments for you to buy into, similar to REITs without being that, but you can get direct access to the ownership. And there's other companies that do that. There's one called Lex, which is actually a good friend of mine, two brothers, that they run that company. They just issued their first property IPO where you can buy into the property directly through public markets, right? So there's a number of ways, but at the end of the day, it goes back to the main question, which is, do you want to be an active real estate investor, which is a landlord, or do you just want to be a passive real estate investor where you just collect the money and let the other people do the hard work? Depends on what you like, what you're into, but that's the answer to that question. Again, it's one of those things. I know what you're asking, like, okay, how can I flip this 9,000 and turn it into 100,000 and $1 million? It's not exactly how it works, but the 9,000 is a really good place to start. When I first made the decision that I wanted to own, I set a goal for myself. I was undocumented. I couldn't really make money. I was writing to make money and getting paid on PayPal. So my first goal was just, let me get to 10,000, and eventually I figure out how to own a 3 or 4 unit property. It's the same thing that you could do. You are actually just at the close to the 10,000 already. So that basically is a partial answer to your question. You can take that 9,000, you can put it towards a multifamily property, granted, and of course, assuming that you're W-2 approved, that you have W-2 approved, I'm talking about, that you have 2 years of W-2s, and that you have a pre-approval letter, you're pre-approved for a mortgage. Assuming you have that, then you can put that money to work that way. If not, what I would do, because of the environment that we're living in, your buying power is diminishing every single day due to inflation, meaning that $9,000, which you can buy with $9,000 a day, you will not be able to buy 12 months from now. So what I would do is I would put it somewhere where it travels in accordance and in concert with inflation. And the best way to do that is go into the stock market. And I would just, index funds is the safest bet. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just telling you my perspective. Buying into index funds, letting your money compound. The stock market over the past 140 years has grown up by 9-10%. So that means if there's inflation at the rate of 5-10%, your money won't lose its buying power, and then you continue to save, continue to invest. So when you have 20,000, 25,000, it just grows. And if you want to jump in an opportunity, let's say you're really into crypto, you're really into cannabis stuff, or you just want to be someone who owns their own property, live rent-free, rent out the other units, you can do that. But remember, when you buy into the stock markets or the index funds, it's just as good as having cash, except it grows, right? So that's what I would do. Just start there until you figure out what to do, become more financially aware, responsible. I don't know if you're irresponsible. I'm just saying, just beef up your financial literacy game. You can always become better. You can learn about new things, but most of the time it goes back to the basics. And don't chase pipe dreams. Just do the basics. And here I am giving you advice. I'm not giving you advice. I'm just saying, in life, stick to the basics and common sense, and it usually carries you a long way. What's a good business to start to quit your $100,000 a year job? Now, I think we're asking the wrong question here. I don't think the matter is, okay, I want to start a business so I no longer have to work. I would look at it a little differently. I would look at the $100,000 a year job as your seed money. You know how many people would love to have $100,000 to start their investment? Not saying all your money should go to that, but you have your downside covered. You have you have a job that pays you well, gives you enough money to where you can take some of it out and invest in your business. In addition, you're not working 24 hours a day. You have to sleep anywhere from, well, they say 8 hours. But if you really want it and replace it, I guess you can sleep 6 hours for a little bit. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger says, sleep a little faster. Then you just do it like that. And then you have more time that you can actually work on your, whatever business it is that you want to start. And to your question about, because I know again what you're asking there, what's a good avenue to where I can get some money so I can quit my job, live life on my own terms? Well, the thing is, any type of business requires hard work. Any type of business that you're starting is going to have a slow grind until you get to the point where it makes you the money that you want. So you really have to ask yourself, what are you passionate about? What would you want to do if it didn't pay you? Then do that and hope that it does. And don't quit your job, because it's going to feed your lifestyle. And before you know it, if you develop the grit, the discipline to stick with it, and you continuously calibrate your offering and listen to the marketplace. And if something is not working, don't just say, oh my God, I'm unlucky. No, everything is a function of physics, momentum. To see how a little snowball becomes an avalanche, it's just, okay, you got to figure out where does the momentum come from? Where is something working? Double down on that. Where is it not working? Eliminate that. But it's just a matter of sticking with it, and you will only stick with it if you love doing what you're doing. Otherwise, you're going to quit and look for the next opportunity. You're going to keep chasing your tail forever and ever and ever. And you're never going to replace your job, and you're going to look back at 60 years old, and you're going to be wiser and go, oh, I should have done this. And that's the worst place you can be in. Trust me. So I just say, use that as seed money. Find out what your passion is. See if you can find a way to monetize your passion. And then eventually, when your passion is monetized to the point where you no longer need your job, boom, off to the races, and you're good to go. Hope that helps. That's all from me. Thank you guys for sending in the questions, and thank you so much for watching Bold Business. As usual, if you want to get your DMs answered, we'll do it right here on camera. Make sure you slide into the DMs at Bold TV everywhere, or YFWTB on Instagram. Until next time, peace out.